Welcome, you're watching News9 Live. Let's take a look at fresh headlines at this hour. In a boost for the BJP in Haryana, two independent MLAs extend support to the BJP to form the government. Swearing-in ceremony likely after the Shara. Attempt to derail trains in Bihar, Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh. Cement blocks kept on tracks to derail trains. Two territorial army jawans abducted by terrorists in Anantnag, Jammu and Kashmir. One manages to escape. Security forces launch operation to find the other. More details awaited. Delhi High Court issues notice to plea to allow Sonam Wangchuk and others from Ladakh to hold peaceful protest at Jantar Mantar. Pharma doctors go on a hunger strike across the country. Doctors pledge support to doctors in West Bengal. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu claims IDF successfully killed the potential successors to Hezbollah leader Syed Hassan Nasrallah without naming them. IDF deploys 4th Division to southern Lebanon for ground operations against Hezbollah. Bangladesh's interim government announces formation of a 9-member Constitution Reform Commission to review and propose amendments for enhanced democratic governance. That's our lead story today at 5 p.m. The entire nation actually is seeking answers, but as of now, look at that very strong imagery. Doctors seek answers for Abhaya. Today is Shoshti, that is the 6th day of Durga Puja, and therefore we shall all focus on what is really going on in Kolkata, where the puja every year is celebrated with much gusto, but this time it's muted. Let me take you through the story. The Central Bureau of Investigation has filed a charge sheet in the rape and murder case of a second-year postgraduate training doctor of Kolkata's RG Kaur Medical College in August this year. According to the charge sheet accessed by us, that is News9, the post-mortem of the deceased was conducted at 6:10 p.m. on 9th of August, which is approximately 12 hours after she was murdered. 12 long hours. The post-mortem report reveals that the cause of death was strangulation and suffocation, indicating that there was perhaps forceful rape and also a violent struggle between the victim and the accused. Evidence gathered from the investigation has painted a damning picture against the accused. 5 injury marks were found on the accused Sanjay Roy's body, suggesting he may have faced resistance during the attack. The analysis of DNA and saliva found from the victim's body matches with that of the accused Sanjay Roy. The CBI in its charge sheet has also listed Sanjay Roy's clothes as evidence against him. Clothes worn by Roy on the day of the rape and murder have been found to have blood stains of the victim. CCTV footage from the night of the murder also makes the case stronger against Sanjay Roy. As per the CBI charge sheet, CCTV footage shows Sanjay Roy entering the seminar hall at 4:03 a.m. on 9th of August and exiting at 4:32 a.m. The CBI has also listed other pieces of physical evidence recovered from the site of crime. A Bluetooth earpiece found at the crime scene synced with the mobile phone of Sanjay Roy. This Bluetooth neckband earphone was seized from the scene, which was critical in securing Roy's arrest just a day after the crime. The list of physical evidence also includes the victim's mobile phone, laptop, blood samples and various forensic examples which were examined during the autopsy. The date for the framing of charges, which marks the beginning of the trial, has been set now for 4th of November. Meanwhile, in a dramatic escalation, the senior faculty at the RG Kaur Medical College and Hospital submitted their resignations in solidarity with protesting junior doctors. In a letter signed by 50 senior doctors, the faculty explained their decision to resign, citing the deteriorating health of 6 junior doctors who've been on an indefinite hunger strike. They warned that there has been no response from authorities to address the growing crises and prevent an impending health disaster. The junior doctors, who have been on a hunger strike since Saturday, are demanding an overhaul of the hospital system. Their key demands include justice for Abhaya, a crackdown on the alleged corruption threat syndicate, campus democracy, and the establishment of a more patient-friendly system.
तो हम लोग जो आज यहाँ पे मेडिकल कॉलेज में प्रोटेस्ट में हैं, कि हम लोग आज हंगर स्ट्राइक में हैं, यहाँ पे हम लोग 12 घंटे का हंगर स्ट्राइक पे हैं, जो लोग भी आप देख रहे हो यहाँ पे बैठे हैं, और ये हम हमारे दूसरे लोगों के सॉलिडरिटी में, जो जिसको गवर्नमेंट नहीं देख रहा है, हम लोग उनके लिए चिंता कर रहे हैं। हमारे गवर्नमेंट करे नहीं करे, हम कर रहे हैं। वो लोग 62 आवर्स प्लस कुछ खाए नहीं है। अगर आप उनको फॉलो करोगे, हम लोग उनका घंटे घंटे में उनके ब्लड प्रेशर, वाइटल्स, कीटोन बॉडीज, उनका सीबीजी लेवल्स को मॉनिटर कर रहे हैं।
और ये आरजी कर का जो निर्भया का जो बात है, अभया का जो केस है, इसका विचार के लिए, जस्टिस के लिए हमारा भी सेम ये मानना है कि हमको भी विचार चाहिए, जस्टिस चाहिए। इसीलिए हम लोगों ने ये हंगर स्ट्राइक के सपोर्ट में हम लोगों ने भी आज सुबह 10 बजे से लेकर आज एक सिंबॉलिक एक अनशन का ये तैयारी किया है।
फैकल्टीज लोग 5 लोग बैठ के यहाँ पर साथ में 12 घंटे से 24 घंटे तक वो लोग फास्टिंग किए हैं। आज लगभग 30-40 लोग मिलके मास रेजिग्नेशन भी इस कॉलेज में देने जा रहे हैं। तो सब लोग साथ में आ रहे हैं, तो मुझे काफ़ी हम लोगों को सपोर्ट मिल रहा है, काफ़ी हिम्मत बढ़ रही है हमारी। मुझे लगता है कि देर कर रहे हैं, सरकार को इतना ज़्यादा बहरा होना नहीं चाहिए, लेकिन कहते हैं कि बहरों को सुनाने के लिए कभी कभी धमाका करना चाहिए, तो वही धमाका कर रहे हैं। हमारे सभी फैकल्टीज लोग मिल के, सब लोग इतना सपोर्ट में, सब लोग 24 घंटे यहाँ रहते हैं।
हो गया 3 दिन से ज़्यादा ही हो गया, 72 आवर्स, उसके बाद भी 2 आवर होने वाला है, ऑलमोस्ट 74 आवर्स। तो अभी देखिए, ये होप रख के कि हमारा जो सीएम है वो हमारे मांगे जो है 10 दफा दाबी, तो वो मान जाएंगे। तो ये हम होप कर सकते हैं, लेकिन ये होगा कि नहीं ये तो उनकी मर्जी है, हम इसमें क्या बता सकते हैं। तो हम जो स्टेप लिए हैं, ये हमारे ओर से जितना हो सकता है वो सब होने के बाद ही ये संघर्ष स्ट्राइक में हम आए हैं। तो ये सबसे बड़ी भाषा मेरे हिसाब से।
सर, आप 10 दफा नागरिका पास हो, उसमें से कहा जाए कि कहाँ तक अभी तक हुआ, क्या मूल जो चीजें हैं वो होने से ही आप इसको विड्रॉ करेंगे?
सारे के सारे 10 दफा दावी वो प्रॉपरली इम्प्लीमेंटेशन होने के बाद तभी हम लोग हंगर स्ट्राइक से विड्रॉ करेंगे।
And to speak more on the issue, my colleague Ruktim Ghosh of TV9 Bangla is joining me. रक्तिम, थैंक यू फॉर मेकिंग द टाइम। ये बताइए रक्तिम कि अभी जो है सिचुएशन कहाँ पर है, क्योंकि कुछ डॉक्टर्स तो हंगर स्ट्राइक पे हैं, उनकी हालत कह रहे हैं कि ठीक नहीं है। पहले इसके बारे में बताइए रक्तिम।
One thing is that the doctors are 4-6 doctors are in the hunger strike from the last 72 hours, and right now the situation is not good, not well. Doctors' health is not well, and on that occasion they are still demanding the 10 demands which are from the government of the West Bengal. They need this demand should be fulfilled by the government. There is because lot of incident was going on, because primarily doctors need their protection. But when they started the hunger strike in the Raiganj, in the Katua, the doctors are bitten by the public and in the hospital. For that reason, they are still demanding their protection on this issue. And the hunger strike is going on in the Dharmatala, which is the center of the Kolkata, and a lot of people this is the festive season of the Kolkata right now. This is the Mahashashti of the Durga Puja in the Kolkata right today, and on this occasion the people, apart of pandal visit, they are going to the doctor stage, and they support the doctors hunger strike. And the people of Kolkata who are protesting and who are protesting for the justice, who are demanding for the justice, and they are also gathered in the hunger strike month.
I want to ask you, Ruktim Ghosh, I want to ask you that, you know, you say the condition of the doctors who've gone on strike is not good at all. On the other hand, there is also, I want to know, because a lot of viewers wanted to know, what is that one demand or two demands that the doctors feel have not been fulfilled? Because you see, most of it, except for health secretary, and correct me if I'm wrong, Ruktim, that except for the health secretary being removed or, you know, transferred from the position, everything else. So where is the problem? Where exactly is the problem, Ruktim Ghosh?
The problem is in the situation is like that doctors have the new 10 demands. In the 10 demands is included the removal of the health secretary, because they are not happy of the activity of the health secretary, and the secondly is that their security and the infrastructure of the government hospital. What I say, if you go to the back. At the last hearing of at the Supreme Court, that time the Supreme Court CGI told that why the 26% of work was happened in that session, and the government of West Bengal, they claim that they will complete the work in between the 10th of October. Today is the 9th of October, and today is 2 months of Thomas incident and the Kolkata Archie Court incident. So next day is the 10th of October, and the government of West Bengal, Chief Secretary of the West Bengal,
Ruktim, I'm so sorry. I have to take a break. Let me also introduce the guest who will join us, Dr. Taposh Promanik, who's Medical Officer, Archie Court Medical College and Hospital, and also Dr. Rohan Krishnan, who's a patron of FIMA, who's joining us on the phone line. A very warm welcome to all of you and Shubha Shoshti. But I have to take a break, and when I come back, I will once again connect with all of you. Thank you.
Jai Bhavani, Jai Shivaji. A warrior so brave, he'll forever be hailed.
Maharashtra tourism.
How do you fulfill that promise? Because ultimately expectations have to be met. If you look at the political landscape, is it really changing for women? And what is the inability of the forces that dead bodies surface but not the living people?
Joe Biden is not going to be the Democratic presidential nominee.
I made my choice. Kamala Harris. She's experienced, she's tough, she's capable.
I took on perpetrators of all kinds, predators. So hear me when I say, I know Donald Trump's type.
I am the one saving democracy.
He has tapped into the fear and anxiety about demographic change in the US.
This polarization in the United States. Some people are even suggesting that there could be a civil war.
You are this unable to solve your own domestic problems. You have no right to claim to be anybody else in the world, and we're moving into a multipolar world where the United States will not lead.
This and more. Streaming on News9 Plus. Subscribe and get free vouchers.
Welcome back. You're watching News9 Live. That's the first story that we're focusing on. Doctors seek answers for Abhaya. Let me now welcome all the guests on the show, because we're discussing several things. We're discussing the charge sheet. We are also discussing about the hunger strike by junior doctors and how some senior doctors are on a mass resignation protest. Dr. Taposh Promanik, Medical Officer at RG Kaur Medical Hospital and College, and Dr. Rohan Krishnan, who is the patron FIMA, is joining us on the phone line. A very warm welcome to you. First, I'm going to ask you, because you both are doctors. If you see the charge sheet, Dr. Promanik, there's been a 12-hour lapse, not a gap, but lapse in the post-mortem. In medical terms, what does that mean, sir?
I have already mentioned in my various platform or various news channel that there are a lot of lapses in the post-mortem and others report. First of all, I have also seen the post-mortem report. There are some at least more than 25 injuries. That is total anti-mortem, and the report has been mentioned that the deceased Tilottama was died by the smothering and the manual strangulation. The manual strangulation and smothering is not possible by a single man like Sanjay Roy. This is the major concern for all the doctors, and I have seen some photograph where there is a extended leg and the 90-degree angle between the both leg, and I think there is a fracture or dislocation of pelvic bone. But in the post-mortem report, there is a mention that there is no dislocation, no fracture. But I am from RG Kaur Medical College. I know that there is no X-ray facility in the RG Kaur Medical College in forensic department. So we are suspected. If there is any opportunity for preserving the body, there would be a chance of re-postmortem. But Kolkata police burned the body in so hurry. That's why there is no such evidences. And there are a lot of controversy regarding the post-mortem team. There is a post-mortem done by 3 forensic doctors. One doctor, that is the Apurva Vishwas, his name is mentioned in the threat culture team, which is published by the RG Kaur Medical College and Hospital. And one of the doctor of postmortem team has also mentioned about the postmortem timing. Postmortem was done after the sunset. It should not be done. It should be done. It can be done in some circumstances if there is any law and order deterioration. That can be done, but appropriate permission from the appropriate authority is required. In this case, subordinate authority like the assistant sub-inspector of police or that kind.
That's Dr. Taposh. Just a minute. You're seeing all those live visuals that we are getting right now at the protest site. You will see. Let's hear.
একসাথে সহযোগিতা করার চেষ্টা করছি, সেখানে পুলিশরা এসে আমাদের সব চোখের জল ফেলছেন। আজ দেবীপক্ষ শুরু হয়ে গেছে, আপনি একজন যেখানে আমাদের সাধারণ জ্যান্ত দেবীদের কোনো নিরাপত্তা নেই, সেখানে দেবীপক্ষের কিসের গুরুত্ব সেটা আমি জানতে চাই। আমি প্রশাসনের কাছে জানতে চাই যে যেখানে আমাদের এই জ্যান্ত দেবীদের কোনো গুরুত্ব নেই, চোখের জলের গুরুত্ব নেই, লজ্জার গুরুত্ব নেই। এত মানুষ, এত ডাক্তার, এত যন্ত্রণা, এত কষ্ট সহ্য করে রাতের পর দিন না খেয়ে পেয়ে অসুস্থ হয়ে পড়ছে, সেখানে কিসের উৎসব, কিসের দেবীর গুরুত্ব, মূর্তি দেবীর কিসের গুরুত্ব, কিসের উৎসবে ফেরা আমাদের? আর পুলিশরা এখানে কি কাজ করছে দেখাই যাচ্ছে, সবকিছুতে বাধা সৃষ্টি করছে আমাদের। সামান্য সহযোগিতা চাইছি, সেইটুকু করতে পারছে না। আমি জানতে চাই এনাদের কাছ থেকে, আমার আর কিচ্ছু বলার নেই। আশা করি আমার ছেলে মেয়ে আপনার বাড়িতে থাকবেই। দেবীপক্ষে বলবেন তাকে যে বাবা আপনি তো প্রশাসনকে জিজ্ঞেস করুন তাহলে।
Lot of anger, lot of frustration and lot of grief actually. They were saying, of course, it is Devi Paksh, that is today Shubha Shashti, but the thing is, they said that when they don't care about doctors who've been on a hunger strike, who are hungry, who are protesting, then they do not care about anyone else. They're actually trying to pinpoint at what the police is doing, the high-handedness of the police, and not just of the police, but also the state government. A lot of anger there. If you can see, those must be doctors who are protesting. Let's hear.
লজ্জা করছে না দাঁড়িয়ে এতগুলো লোক পায়ে ধরলো ছি মূর্তিটা খুলে আগে ফেলুন মূর্তিটা নষ্ট করবেন না ওকে অসম্মান করবেন না মূর্তিটা ফেলুন ওত কি নিয়েছিলেন সেটাও ভুলে গেছেন সামান্য উচ্চকোণ ভুলে গেলেন চটি চাটতে চাটতে
Again, lot of anger, being challenged if they have any shame or not. I mean, very personal, up close and personal. And considering it's been going on since August, there you see the police there, standing there, being witnessed, being questioned. And that statue, which we are also using today on the show, it's very clear that the protest has gone on and the doctors are not satisfied with the answers that the West Bengal government has been trying to give so far. Dr. Rohan Krishnan, let me come to you, Dr. Krishnan. Dr. Krishnan, Dr. Tapush Pramanik tried to explain, and he's from RG Kaur Medical College and Hospital. He said 12 hours. First of all, he says post-mortems are not done after sunset unless there is a kind of a particular emergency kind of a condition. 12 hours for post-mortem? And post-mortem done there, and even the Dr. Tapush says there is no forensic or medical kind of facility at the hospital. So what is this? Some kind of a sham which is going on?
Yeah, everything which you see from the beginning in this case, everything is under a big question mark. And this is which is very concerning. Because if the post-mortem was, if the facilities for X-ray in the post-mortem area is not there, then how come they say that whether the hip was dislocated or not? And secondly, in such cases, which is a very, sensitive case, a high-profile case, in such cases, usually the body and the viscera is preserved so that you can get a post-mortem done at some other place, if required, if there is any doubt. So firstly, you delay the post-mortem, which is signaling that you did not wanted to do the post-mortem, but you had to do it under the protest of the students, which was our information that around hundreds of doctors went there when the news break out to them, and after that post-mortem was done. And secondly, you were in a hurry to cremate the body, which was something which was very shocking from the very beginning. The viscera was not protected properly. There was no scope for second post-mortem, and the relatives of the deceased said that there were hundreds of policemen who were actually forcing them to get the body cremated as soon as possible. Her number was number 3 in the cremation ground. The people over there were told that you have to cremate your body first. So this rush signifies that there is something which is very serious, and that led to a nationwide strike. And today, from past 5 days, the students of the West Bengal doctors are on hunger strike, and nobody is speaking to them. Now, after that, when we will do indefinite strike, and only government listens. And everybody questions us that your method is not correct. Now, what you are doing is not good. Today, from the Farmer Doctors Association, pan-India doctors are doing hunger strike. In all the associated colleges, at least one person from the RDA is doing hunger strike, and it is to protect the doctors. And at this moment, right now, there is no one who is listening to us.
I know, but Dr. Tapush, I want to come to you. What Dr. Rohan Krishnan said, and we heard it. But some are saying, why are these 50 doctors? There is an en masse resignation. Will these services, medical services, be impacted? The common man on the street and those whose family member is ailing, has a serious disease. I mean, what about them? I mean, this must be impacting them as well, Dr. Tapush.
Service will not be impacted or stopped in this case. We have already mentioned that we are giving the mass resignation that is subject to acceptable from the government side. We can't away from the patient at any cost, and we have already mentioned that government should take some initiative or measures to reconcile this ongoing situation between the government and junior doctors. These junior doctors demanded they demanded few things. These are not so tough. And we demanded to the government, and we requested to government that government should come and talk with the junior doctors and fulfill their request. After that, this hunger strike will be stopped at any cost, because they are struggling with their life. At present, their health condition is continuously deteriorating. Their BP pulse is fluctuating. CBG is dropping down from the previous side, and more than 72 hours. So we are the senior doctors. This is totally senior doctors or service doctors. It is totally painful for us, and this is unbearable. We are requesting government repeatedly that government should take some initiative immediately, but there is no such positive action from the government side. That's why we have taken this type of initiative, not only from RG Medical College, maximum senior faculties of maximum medical college all over the West Bengal has been given the mass registration, and we have already warned that if this mass registration will not be accepted, then we will give the individual registration. Some insensitive comment from the ruling party that they are saying this is one kind of drama, mass registration will not be accepted. I am from the personal point of view, I want to resign from my service. I do not want to tolerate this thing further, because this government should not government has no any type of positive response for last 3 to 4
The
days.
doctors, of course, you know, Dr. Tapush, the doctors have made it very clear that they are unrelenting. They are not going to give up this fight unless they get justice for Tilottama, Abhaya. Call her by any name, she is all woman, call her Durga today, whatever. Let me take a break. Let's come back to this story. Thank you for your patience.
Shivaji. A warrior so brave he'll forever be hailed. Maharashtra is the hit.
Maharashtra tourism.
Why is the state not looking at putting an embargo on that?
As a Telangana person, I will not accept.
How do ordinary folks deal with this?
Cooking is an act of law. The first act of law we receive from our mothers in the families.
Modern Indian food is all about contemporary and innovative approach to traditional Indian cooking.
Representation it's also important, you know.
I want to wear this white coat every day and then be a chef.
There are stories. If the name of whiskey is Indri, then there is a whole story behind that.
Cooking food is like a therapy, and eating one is like a pleasure I can give it to myself. With Lounge Nights, I'm on a journey to celebrate and recognize the best food and nightlife establishments in various cities across India.
Radical presents Lounge Nights every Saturday and Sunday only on News9 Live.
All right, that's the story we are tracking. Doctors seek answers for Abhaya, and my colleague Saurav Datto is right now at the protest site. Let me now go across to him. Saurav, tell us kya ho raha hai latest, what is going on at the protest site? We saw the doctor speaking with some of the policemen. So what exactly is going on, Saurav Datto? Saurav, can you hear me?
सर जो मैम जो हो रहा है वो सारे देश में कहीं हुआ है कि नहीं, वही अभी चर्चा की विषय है। लेकिन क्यों ये बात बोल रहा हूँ, क्योंकि बोल रहा हूँ कि यहाँ का जो प्रोटेस्ट मंच था, यहाँ पे जो प्रोटेस्ट मंच था वो आज यहाँ पे जो पूजा है, दुर्गा पूजा है, षष्ठी है आज के दिन पूजा मंडप में जो उन लोगों का जो प्रोग्राम था, वो प्रोग्राम ऐसा था कि वो हर पंडाल जाएंगे, पंडाल जा के क्यों वो अनशन कर रहे हैं, क्यों वो हंगर स्ट्राइक में है, क्यों हंगर स्ट्राइक कर रहे हैं, ये सब बात वो पीपल से एकदम डायरेक्ट कनेक्ट करना चाहते थे। तो ये उनका जो प्रोग्राम था, इसके लिए उन्होंने पुलिस का एनओसी उनको मिला था। 12 पूजा मंडप जाने का उनका प्लान था, 3 बजे का प्रोग्राम था। इसके लिए 3 मेटाडोर यहाँ पे आया, लेकिन पहले पुलिस ने क्या किया, उन मेटाडोर को मेरा राइट साइड में थोड़े जाके चांदनी चौक मेट्रो स्टेशन में, हम जहाँ पे आप खड़े हैं ये स्प्लैनेड मेट्रो स्टेशन बोलते हैं कलकत्ता के, यहाँ का राइट साइड में थोड़ा देर जाएंगे और एक मेट्रो स्टेशन है चांदनी चौक मेट्रो स्टेशन। उस चांदनी चौक मेट्रो स्टेशन के एडजेसेंट जगह पे वो 3 मेटाडोर को रोक के रखा पुलिस ने। ये खबर जब मंच पे आई, जो मंच मेरे लेफ्ट साइड में है, यहाँ पे अनशन मंच है मेट्रो चलन में, ठीक से अनशन मंच से जो पीपल थे, वो लोग जो मास थे, वो आए चांदनी चौक मेट्रो स्टेशन तक। चांदनी चौक मेट्रो स्टेशन आके उन्होंने पुलिस के साथ बातचीत की, प्रोटेस्ट दिखाया। उसके चलते एजिटेशन के जरिए पुलिस ने वो मेटाडोर को छोड़ दिया। लेकिन पुलिस ने क्या किया, ये जो शहर का बीचों बीच जगह है, ये जो जगह है इसको स्प्लैनेड बोलते हैं, धर्मतला बोलते हैं। यहाँ से शहर के हर तरफ, कलकत्ता शहर के हर तरफ जाने का रास्ता है, ईस्ट, नॉर्थ, साउथ, वेस्ट, जहाँ भी जाएंगे ये है कलकत्ता का सेंट्रल पॉइंट। यहाँ से राइट साइड पार्क स्ट्रीट है, आप भवानीपुर चले जाएंगे, साउथ कलकत्ता चले जाएंगे, सीधा जाएंगे तो एकदम मौलाली होकर शियालदा, येम बाईपास, ईस्ट कलकत्ता आप जाना चाहे तो जा सकते हैं। यहाँ से सेंट्रल कलकत्ता जाना चाहते हैं तो जा सकते हैं। तो यही जो रास्ता है, इस रास्ते के बीचों बीच उन्होंने क्या किया, उन्होंने ये जो बस आप देख रहे हैं, इस बस को यहाँ पे रोका हुआ है। ये बस यहाँ पे रोका हुआ है। ये तेल का टैंकर, ये लोडेड टैंकर है। ये लोडेड टैंकर यहाँ पे रोका हुआ है। क्यों रोका हुआ है? और आगे चल के एक मिनी बस वो भी रोका हुआ है। क्यों रोका हुआ है? क्योंकि उनका कहना ये है, जो ड्राइवर लोगों का कहना यह है कि पुलिस ने उनका चाबी ले लिया। हम नेशनल न्यूज चैनल न्यूज 9 से बात कर रहे हैं। आपका चाबी किसने लिया? ये आप इस ऑयल टैंकर के ड्राइवर है? खलासी है। किसने लिया?
ऑफिसर लेके गया।
कौन ऑफिसर?
बोलो जाम लग रहा है।
अरे कौन ऑफिसर लेके?
सर्जन लेके गया। कौन?
कोलकाता पुलिस का सर्जन? कोलकाता पुलिस का सर्जन लेके गया। क्या बोल के ले गए?
अरे कोलकाता पुलिस सर्जन नहीं जावे, नहीं कि हावड़ा पुलिस नहीं जावे, कोलकाता पुलिस
क्या बोले?
बोल लो जाम लगेगा, 5 मिनट दाना तुम्हारे चाबी दियो, हमारे नहीं लो, बात सब नहीं चलेगा लो बस।
ये बोल रहे हैं कि इनका जो तेल ऑयल का टैंकर है, इनका चाबी ले लिया। ये जो बस है, इन लोगों का चाबी ले लिया। और ये घंटा भर हो रहा है, घंटा भर से इन 3 बस को एकदम बीचों बीच रोक के गया। इससे क्या हुआ? इससे जो हुआ, सारा शहर में जो जैम था वो फैल गया है। आप जिस तरफ से भी देखेंगे आप निकल नहीं पाएंगे। तो इसका फायदा क्या हुआ? जूनियर डॉक्टर्स बोल रहे हैं, इससे फायदा ये हुआ कि अभी तक परिक्रमा नहीं निकला है। उनको एनओसी है, लेकिन वो तक अभी तक नहीं निकला है। आप लोग निकल पाए हैं, क्यों? आपका इंटेंशन क्या लग रहा है? क्यों ये ऐसा किया?
देखिए, इंटेंशन तो बहुत साफ सफाई है। एकदम पहले जब हम लोग मेल किया था कि हम लोग ये जगह पे जाएंगे, और ये क्या हुआ था, ये अभया के लिए और उमा जो जयनगर में हुआ है, ये सब चीज़ के लिए एक प्रतीक की मूर्ति लेके हम लोग जाना चाहते थे कि एक सामने से, कोई मंडप पे नहीं जाएंगे, सामने से चलते थे। लेकिन वो पहले हम लोग का क्या बोला कि बैनर अलाउड नहीं है, माइकिंग अलाउड नहीं है। फिर भी ठीक है, अभी आके बोल रहे हैं कि मैटाडोर भी अलाउड नहीं है। लेकिन मैटाडोर अलाउड जो नहीं है, वो वाला मेल पे भी नहीं आया। हम लोग मैटाडोर वगैरह सब कुछ यहाँ पे तैयार करके रखे थे, उसके बावजूद मैटाडोर जो अलाउड नहीं है, वो अभी आके वर्बली हमको बोल रहे हैं, अभी 2 बजे के बाद अभी आके बोल रहे। इसके बाद अभी यहाँ पे क्या हुआ, ये सब चीज का, उसने एक बार वहाँ पे एक पुलिस ऑफिसर सिविल ड्रेस पे आके एक मैटाडोर का चाबी लेके चला गया। ठीक है, तो वहाँ पे एक झंझट हुआ। ये झंझट चांदनी चौक में ये झंझट कौन कर रहा है, क्यों कर रहा है? अगर
यहाँ पे जो शहर के बीचों बीच ये जो 2 बस, एक ऑयल टैंकर रोका गया है, ड्राइवर लोग बोल रहे हैं चाबी लेके चला गया है,
ड्राइवर लोग बोल रहे हैं कि चाबी लेके चला गया है। ड्राइवर लोग
कर रहा है, पुलिस ऐसा क्यों कर रहा है?
ताकि झंझट हो और वो जिम्मेदारी वो इल्जाम हम लोग के ऊपर आए, नॉर्मल लोगों के ऊपर आए, कॉमन लोगों के ऊपर आए, चक्का जाम करके किसको फायदा होगा? ये इल्जाम आएगा हम लोग के ऊपर कि दुर्गा पूजा के साइड टाइम में इन लोग के चक्कर में ये सब हो रहा है और
पब्लिक एजुटेशन होगा,
पब्लिक एजुटेशन होगा, ये सब के लिए ये सब कर रहा है।
तो आप सुन रहे हैं कि इन लोग जूनियर डॉक्टर्स जो है उनका क्या मानना ये है कि अगर पब्लिक एजिटेटेड हो जाए, पब्लिक का जो सपोर्ट है, मास जो सपोर्ट है, वो मास सपोर्ट यहाँ से हट जाए, इसके लिए इस तरह से हथकंडे वो लोग यूज कर रहे हैं। यहाँ पे पुलिस का एक ऑफिसर है, यहाँ पे ह्यूमन चेन करके उनको रखा गया है। मैं आपको दिखाऊंगा कि कोलकाता पुलिस का ये जो आधिकारिक है, हम स्ट्रेट सवाल पूछेंगे उनसे। सर सीधा सवाल है, ड्राइवर बोल रहे हैं चाबी पुलिस लेके गया, चाबी कहाँ है सर? 1 घंटा हो गया शहर के बीचों बीच, चाबी कहाँ? सर आप लोग ट्रैफिक से हैं, आपका काम है, जिम्मेदारी है कि ट्रैफिक ना हो, तो यहाँ पे जो ट्रैफिक गाड़ी की वजह से हुआ है उनको हटाने के लिए आप लोग क्या कर रहे हैं सर? आप लोगों का क्या कोशिश है? आप क्यों कुछ नहीं बोल रहे? देख रहे हैं चुप्पी, ये एकदम खामोश है कोलकाता पुलिस। हम लोग पूछ रहे हैं, एकदम सीधा सवाल है, जायज सवाल है कि यहाँ पे शहर के बीचों बीच 3 गाड़ी खड़ा हुआ है, उन 3 गाड़ी को वजह से पूरा चक्का जाम हो गया है। शहर का जो मूवमेंट है, वो मूवमेंट रोक के रखा है। इसके चलते जूनियर डॉक्टर्स कह रहे हैं कि सारे शहर में जो जानजट हो रहे हैं उनके जरिए पब्लिक का जो एजिटेशन है वो उनके ऊपर आएगा, जूनियर डॉक्टर्स के ऊपर आएगा। तो इसीलिए और एक तस्वीर आपको दिखाऊंगा, जो मिनी बस अटका हुआ था उनको धक्का देने की कोशिश में है ये लोग जो जूनियर डॉक्टर्स धक्का देके उस मिनी बस को हटाने की कोशिश में है। ये जो मिनी बस है इसको ये भी देखिए, इस मिनी बस का भी चाबी लेके चला गया था। इसको जूनियर डॉक्टर्स ने कहा कि इसको धक्का देने की कोशिश। अभी जूनियर डॉक्टर्स ये कह रहे हैं कि वो लोग कोशिश कर रहे हैं खुद से कि इस जानजट को कैसे हटाया जाए। तो ऐसा माहौल जो है आप सोच सकते हैं कि कोलकाता पुलिस के खिलाफ कैसे एलिगेशंस आ रहे हैं।
Thank you so much, Saurav Datta. That was excellent what you showed us. It's very clear, जैसे आपने कहा सौरभ, कि ये सब कुछ कलकत्ता पुलिस जो मूक बनकर वहाँ खड़ी है और जवाब देने से कतरा रही है, वो इसलिए कर रही है ताकि इन व्हीकल्स को रोक के जो इल्ज़ामात हैं वो जूनियर डॉक्टर्स पर मढ़ा जाए. Thank you very much, Saurav Datta, for joining us on this broadcast. Thank you indeed. Moving on, let's go to Karnataka. On 26 September, BJP MLA N. Muniratna Naidu was accused of raping a woman in the Karnataka State Assembly and his government car. The allegations also included claims by the women of coercion by Muniratna to lay honey traps for ensnaring others for extracting money and also blackmail. The woman held a press conference today, and this move is seen to be sudden as there was no prior information about it. In the press conference, which was held at a hotel, the woman claimed that she was introduced to the alleged accused, Muniratna, by one person called Mamata Venkatesh. She also alleged that Muniratna and his alleged associates got access to her phones to facilitate frequent video calls. The woman further alleged that one day she was summoned to a go-down near his office, and it was then that Muniratna took her to the second floor. He later tried to hug her, and she allegedly pushed him away and protested, reminding him that he was her father's age. To which Muniratna apparently sat down on a divan or a settee and said, "I'm your MLA and I'm a contractor." The woman continued with her ordeal and claimed that Muniratna then pushed her on the divan and raped her. "I was terrified," said the woman. Muniratna said the woman called her a few days after getting bail. His associate, one Nande, showed the video of her sexual assault on his phone and said how they needed yet another video with objectionable content from her. The woman claimed that she refused and suggested that they could go to someone else, but she shall not indulge in such activities any longer. "When I did not agree," said the woman, "they threatened me by showing me the video which was recorded in the CCTV cameras installed by Muniratna's close friend. The other shocking allegation made by the woman was how Muniratna had blackmailed two former chief ministers of allotting him ministerial berths. That was her story as related today at a press conference. Meanwhile, Muniratna Naidu is in custody of the Special Investigation Team. Let me now go across to my colleague Mohammad Wajiullah for more on this. Waji, you broke this story and here it is, and you were there at the press conference, were you, Waji?
No, I was monitoring the press conference.
You were. Tell us more about it. I mean, this is the same woman who said she was molested inside Muniratna's government allotted car, also in Vidhana Sauda, in Vikas Sauda. I mean, this is a woman who said that now today she said she was raped, you know, near the go down in his office. What else do you have that you can share? This is a shocking story, but then let us know.
Well, Sudha, we were already shocked with the details of the activities of Muniratna in the past. We had also been told about how Vidhan Sauda, government offices, the car, vehicle was all used for all of this. Today, what this press conference has done is actually reiterated those facts all over again, has given us a victim in the face of this particular lady who has had the courage to come in front of the press and say all these things. Now we have a concrete victim who's saying these things, and she's also done a press conference with regards to this. But what is more explosive is the fact that what Muniratna used to do. It is said that he used to record obscene videos of women and he used to blackmail them, something that we've heard in the case of Prajwal Revanna also. He used to try to get their work done by blackmailing them with these photos that if you don't do these work, I will use this against you and I will make it viral. Then again, honey trapping ministers and MLAs, and the most horrifying thing that he has said now, an explosive thing that this woman has said in the press conference, the victim has said, is the fact that there were two former chief ministers that gave Muniratna the post that he is in because of the blackmailing that he had done, because he has evidences against them. So this claim of the victim is something that is going to create ripples in the political circles over here, because who are those two top chief ministers whose names have been mentioned? The victim also goes on to say these were victims, chief ministers who were honey trapped and blackmailed to give them these positions. So who are these ministers who are honey trapped? What were the act? All these things will now be part of the investigation, and who are those chief ministers? Something that has to be yet has to come out yet. It hasn't been told to the public. The victim has not given out any names of those chief ministers, but have linked to these two chief ministers. Now we'll have to wait and watch who are these people who they are talking about, and if the chief ministers are involved in the fact with Muniratna in doing all these things. Then where does this case go ahead from here? Because it's not just Muniratna anymore. It is the other people also who are involved in, who are a part of honey trap, and these people, there could be cases on those chief ministers also, because they gave him ministerial positions on the favor of these sexual acts. So what are all these things? Now this is getting more murkier and murkier. It now remains to be seen how the police will decode this with all these statements that have been said by the victim. How will that be collaborated with the allegations that have been leveled against it? Now we'll have to wait and watch for that soon.
On that note, thank you very much, Mohammad Wajiullah, for joining us on the broadcast. We shall stay on news from Karnataka, and at a time when Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah is facing the heat over his alleged role in the Muda case, and there is speculation that a change is being discussed. Minister Satish Jharkioli visited Siddaramaiah's home district of Mysuru and held talks with local MLAs. Jharkioli also participated in the dinner meeting of Ahinda leaders at Chamarajanagar MP Sunil Bose's house. The meeting was attended by Home Minister Dr. G. Parameshwara and Dr. H.C. Mahadevappa. As per sources, the three senior ministers held an important meeting under the guise of dinner. Minister Satish Jharkioli also stayed in Mysuru for the whole day for this proposed meeting. The dinner meeting was also gained importance at a time when Siddaramaiah is facing charges of corruption and finds himself on a kind of slippery slope. Home Minister Parameshwara, however, denied that any political issues were discussed at the dinner meeting. It was just a social occasion for leaders to meet and eat. V. Srinivasan, grandson of the Bharat Ratna Carnatic music doyen M.S. Subbalakshmi, has sought the intervention of the Madras High Court to stop the Chennai Music Academy from conferring the Sangeeta Kalanidhi title to Carnatic musician T.M. Krishna. The Sangeeta Kalanidhi Award was instituted in the year 2005 by a newspaper group and is presented during the Academy's December Music Conference to a distinguished musician. In this case, the designate happens to be T.M. Krishna, along with a prize of 1 lakh rupees. It may be recalled that when the award was announced in March this year, many musicians, including classical musicians Ranjani and Gayatri, withdrew from the Academy's conference and registered their protest against Krishna's continuous attacks on icons such as M.S. Subbalakshmi. Now, Srinivasan has compared the presentation of the Subbalakshmi Award to Krishna like presenting an award for bhakti to an atheist. In his petition, Srinivasan said that Krishna had made vile, vituperative and scandalous attacks on Subbalakshmi. Some of the examples of Krishna's attack include having quoted an unnamed young and aspiring musician who described M.S. Subbalakshmi as the greatest hoax of the 20th century. On another occasion, he had described her as a saintly Barbie doll. The petition said, alleging that Krishna's tirades were aimed at maligning a national icon. We'll have to wait and see where this case goes, because here it's the question of a Bharat Ratna, a woman who's renowned as a Carnatic musician, Dr. M.S. Subbalakshmi. Moving on to politics, Prime Minister Narendra Modi once again attacked the Congress party, saying that the party was spreading hatred and poisoning the society in the name of caste. He also said that the Congress saw the Muslims as a mere vote bank and on the other hand was dividing Hindus for political gains. Listening.
कांग्रेस का फॉर्मूला साफ है कि मुसलमानों को डराते रहो, उनको भय दिखाओ, उनको वोट बैंक के कन्वर्ट करो और वोट बैंक को मजबूत करो। कांग्रेस के एक भी नेता ने आज तक कभी नहीं कहा कि हमारे मुस्लिम भाई बहनों में कितनी जातियां होती हैं। मुस्लिम जातियों की बात आते ही कांग्रेस के नेता पर मुंह पर ताला लगाकर बैठ जाते हैं, लेकिन जब भी हिंदू समाज की बात आती है तो कांग्रेस उनकी चर्चा जाति से ही शुरू करती है। कांग्रेस की नीति है हिंदुओं की एक जाति को दूसरी जाति से लड़ाओ। कांग्रेस जानती है कि जितना हिंदू बटेगा उतना ही उसका फायदा होगा। कांग्रेस किसी भी तरीके से हिंदू समाज में आग लगाए रखना चाहती है ताकि वो उस पर राजनीतिक रोटियां सेकती रहें। भारत में जहां भी चुनाव होते हैं वहां कांग्रेस यही फॉर्मूला लागू करती है। अपना वोट बैंक पक्का करने के लिए कांग्रेस समाज में जहर घोलने के हर हथकंडे अपना रही है। कांग्रेस पूरी तरह से सांप्रदायिक और जातिवाद का चुनाव लड़ती रहती है।
And now TV9 has something very exciting for all those who love festivals and of course the fun associated with festivals. The TV9 Festival of India is back yet again this year and promises to be bigger and better than ever before. The event, which is set against the iconic backdrop of India Gate at the Major Dhyan Chand Stadium, kicked off today and shall continue till 13th of October. with over 250 vibrant stalls, international exhibits, mouth-watering treats and live music. This is a celebration of India's rich cultural heritage, blending the best of tradition with modernity. Look at Ma Durga at the TV9 Festival of India, which is now being held at Dhyan Chand Stadium. There you have the dhaki sounding and the Dhunuchi Nach is on, and expect the grandeur of Delhi's tallest Durga Puja Pandal and an unbeatable shopping experience. So if you haven't been there, you should immediately go. Like I said, it's a beautiful amalgamation of culture with religious fervor. And on the great occasion of Shashti, here's wishing all of you a fabulous Durga Puja throughout till 13th of October. Thank you for watching.
Who am I?
Nobody can crack that mystery.
There is a certain expectation of me.
That's the only contradiction.
Life itself is stranger than fiction.
I was a perfectly normal person born in an abnormal world.
I really didn't understand why is it different.
Just imagine a child who is bullied every day.
Boys school में कुछ लड़का लोग मेरे साथ sexual abuse किए. मुझे तेरे बारे में सब पता है और मैं तेरा rape कर लूँगा.
You also start to stigmatize.
अरे ये तो time pass है.
Sex doesn't come in the picture. Sex comes very late. Then there are man-made narratives.
Why do you walk like that? Why do you sway so much? So you can understand the trauma of a person who's trapped in a wrong body.
But nothing can bind life.
We have to reclaim the lost position. We fought for more than 10 years. Today I'm the mother of the industry. I'm a first transgender member judge.
You can't walk in everybody's shoes.
This is what I'm comfortable with. We just are what we are.
You become the light yourself.
That is the change that I was looking for.
When I recognize myself is a small story, but it's an interesting one.
Arnold then to deliver this corner, which is cleared, but only as far as Amora, who controls the return, and Vince swivels and scores. How about that for balance and reaction right over the head of Medic. Movina. Oh, the keeper's come for it, but not got it. Jonathan Burkhardt underneath it. A terrible goalkeeping mistake, but a sixth consecutive away game goal for Jonathan Burkhardt.
Still Bayern dominate in this second half. It's Guerrero. Neat touch by Kane. Michael Olise. Olise! A wonderful goal for Bayern! And this roller coaster ride takes another twist. And less than 10 minutes into the second half, Bayern lead once more.
Towards half-time. Up but not really away. It's all a bit of a mess! Smashed in by Yorba Vertessen. His first league goal of the season. Beautifully struck. Still got lots of big targets to aim for. He's done well to get the ball in. It's only half away! A centre-forwards finish from a centre-back. Kevin Schlotterbeck with a stunner. Extraordinary hits.
This is News9 Live, India's only digital exclusive live stream. For the early adopters, bringing you the news 24/7. For the smart audiences on the smartest TVs. News9 Live. Stream now on your smart TVs.
Ukraine has been seeking permission to use long-range weapons against Russia for a long time now. And seems like that relentlessness may be paying off. Western allies are now considering shifting their stand and allowing Ukraine to target spots deep inside Russian territory. But can Ukraine's use of long-range weapons trigger World War III? News9 Plus decodes. While the possibility of a world war seems a little far-fetched, this could definitely escalate the war very quickly. It will also have profound risks for the US and its NATO allies. In response to Ukraine's use of long-range weapons, President Vladimir Putin has warned that Russia would be at war with the US and its NATO allies if they lift these restrictions. And this isn't the first time a threat like this has loomed since the Russia-Ukraine conflict began in 2022. In April this year, Ukraine's Prime Minister Denis Shmyhal said that there would be a third world war if Ukraine loses this conflict with Russia. Last year, President Volodymyr Zelensky said that if Russia won this conflict, it could next invade Poland, triggering a third world war. How will these long-range weapons help Ukraine? While they may not win the war for Ukraine, use of these weapons will deter Russia from carrying out strikes of its own. This, the experts are saying, may lead to a balance of deterrence. Basically, this could bring the war to an end. While Russia has moved its bombers, missiles, and other infrastructure out of the range of these weapons, some 200 of its bases are still vulnerable. Why does Ukraine want to use these weapons now? In one word, defense. Ukraine's cities and front lines are under daily bombardment from Russia, and this bombardment is launched from sites far within Russia. Right now, Ukraine's situation is akin to fighting this war with one arm tied behind. Zelensky needs to push back Russian airstrikes for Ukraine's survival, if not anything else. Now, what are these weapons? The Storm Shadow missile has a maximum range of around 250 kilometers. The French call it Scalp. It's launched from an aircraft and is ideal for penetrating hardened bunkers and ammunition stores. It flies low to avoid detection. The ATCMS is a precision-guided surface-to-surface ballistic missile used to strike targets deep within enemy territory. It has a maximum range of 300 kilometers. While Putin's red lines have been crossed several times with no real consequences, this may be a line worth considering stepping over.
For the very first time in our investigation, we unmasked the killer of Ravindra Matre.
In 5G, we have to stand with the world, and in 6G, we have to lead the world.
Winning a Grammy was an absolutely surreal experience.
How do you fulfill that promise? Because ultimately expectations have to be met. If you look at the political landscape, is it really changing for women? And what is the inability of the forces that dead bodies surface but not the living people?
Hello and welcome. You have tuned into In Your Interest here on News 9 Live. I am Krishna Kumar. These are our headlines. The Indian stock market reverses early gains, closing eventually in the red and near the day's low. The Nifty slipping by 0.12%, ending below the 25,000 mark, while the 30-share Sensex dropped over 160 points, closing below the 82,000 mark. Adani Enterprises, the flagship company of billionaire Gautam Adani, is reportedly in discussions with several institutional investors for a substantial $2 billion qualified institutional placement or QIP. Among those engaged in talks are Gulf-based sovereign wealth funds, including the Abu Dhabi Investment Authority and the Qatar Investment Authority, as well as Rajiv Jain's GQG Partners. The planned share sale is expected to be launched before the end of this month, signaling a significant move in Adani's ongoing efforts to strengthen its capital base and expand its operations. Investors are keenly watching Hyundai Motor India's upcoming initial public offering or IPO, especially after the company announces its price band today. The IPO is set to open for subscription on the 15th of October and will close on the 17th. However, a notable trend in the grey market has emerged as the company's grey market premium has experienced a sharp decline. After hovering around 570 rupees in the last week of September, the GMP dropped to 360 rupees last week and continues to slide